So from the admin, we're going to navigate to where you can edit web pages for the AnchorageChamber.org website. So as you can see, we've just logged in and we're on the dashboard. To access the web pages, you want to go up to Content and then click on Articles. Articles is the Joomla word for web pages. And so, sorry, I have to log back in here. Okay, so now we're under the articles section of the website. Here's a list of all the pages on the site. The ones with the green check marks are active pages. So let's go take a look at one of them and see how we can edit the page. So here is a web page. This is just a basic styles page I'm building for you guys. But let's do a little bit of a tour of what's going on here. So you can see here that this is an editor. It looks a little bit like Microsoft Word. You can see there's lots of icons here and different menu items. You can also see that there are some different tabs here to do different things with the page. This is the title of the page, and then this is the URL of the page. So let's go through some of these icons on the editor, and I want to talk a little bit about which ones are really useful and which ones aren't so useful. So most of these you can actually disregard. Bold and italic I would use, but sparingly. You don't want to use underline because it'll look like a hyperlink and that would be confusing. So you want to avoid that for web. These allow you to align the text. And this right here is the primary style drop-down you want to use. The styles on the site are built into the templates. So if you use this drop-down and assign different styles, then you're going to be able to keep all your pages looking consistent. So you can see here, there's a heading 1. Really the 3 things that you want to be able to focus on are paragraph, heading 1, and heading 3. Those are the 3 things that are primarily used on the site. So you can look down here and see that this text has been assigned as an H1 header. So now when I click here, you can see it says heading 1. This is an H1 header, and this is for the titles of pages. And when you have subheaders, you can see that this is assigned to H3. Bullets and numbers are automatically styled, so you'll want to use the numbers here, the numbers here and the bullets here to number and unordered list information. These are very good to put on web pages because people scan. The next important thing is over here when you're pasting content in, like for example, maybe you've written some copy in Word and you want to put it into a page. You can see here that there's a paste button and a paste as plain text button. For web editing, it's very important that you paste as plain text and not use your Control V or your paste icon. The reason is that when you work in Word, there's some code behind the scenes that you don't see, and if you just do paste, it will go into the website and it'll break the layout. So always paste as text here, and then use your buttons here to format the text afterwards. The next thing to look at is over here you've got fonts, family, and sizes, which we use a lot on Word. You definitely want to avoid using these and changing the colors of the letters and all that sort of thing. You want to avoid using these. Instead, be sure to use the style drop down here. And again, that keeps every page on the site looking consistent and it's much more professional. The rest of these, except for 2, you can pretty much ignore. And the last 2 I want to go over are these 2 right here. This button right here helps you create a hyperlink. So if I want to make a link to the word automatically, I'm going to click on this button. Oops, this is an image, sorry. And this allows me to either type in a link that's outside of the site, or else I can go in here and find pages on the site that I want to link to. And then I would do insert, and then there would be a link on the site. Let's see. And then you can see that there's actually a link here. So that's how that works. I am going to remove that link in a minute. And then the other final thing in terms of using the editor is to use this icon right here. This is your image manager. And this allows you to insert images onto the site. So you'll want to be sure to prepare your images on the Canva photo editor before you are ready to load it onto your page. If you always use that, then the images will be web optimized. And so you'll want to go in here and go to the right folder that holds the images, and there is a list of where photos go on the web resources page in your binder. And so you want to pick the right folder, just like in Word, and then you'll want to go over here and click upload, and you'll be able to browse on your desktop for that file you prepared, and you'd browse, grab an image. I'm just making this up for right now. Open. And once you see it here, you can hit upload, and that will load the image up to the site. And once you have that image there, you can click update, and then you can see the image shows in your page. So that's how you use the image manager. There's also instructions in your binder on how to use the Canva photo editor so that your photos are web optimized. And that's how you edit pages on the site.